helped thousands of kids learn and love to ride bikes at schools and events around central Indiana. But during the pandemic, 913 Sports geared up to help gleaners and second helpings. Tom Haley, the CEO of 913 Sports, joins me now. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing this morning?
I am well. It's great to talk to you. I see you on the social media feeds, but it's great to speak with you. So for those of our viewers that aren't familiar with what you guys do, please explain it briefly for me.
Yeah, so 913 Sports is an organization that uses the bicycle as an education tool in schools and youth organizations all across central Indiana. We've got a few different programs, from those that teach kids how to ride bikes as part of their PE classes in a video game format, to those that actually teach kids how to build bikes and use tools, and they graduate with a bike of their very own to be able to take home. So the bike is really the thread of what we do day in and day out across central Indiana.
But when the schools were shut down, that essentially shut you down, right?
Yeah, it was a very fast-paced few days. Just like everybody else, we really had to step back and figure out what could we do to not only survive, but to be able to keep our staff of 11 employed. And we have vans, we have a phenomenal team, we've got these trucks and trailers that we use to normally take this equipment to school. And when it became apparent that schools would not be going back in session for the rest of the current school year, we had to make a pivot. And so within the space of about 48 hours, we went from taking bikes into schools to beginning to work alongside gleaners and second helpings to help with both bulk food transportation for other agencies. And then within a few days from there, working alongside the mayor's office, actually doing direct home delivery for residents across Marion County that can't leave their home because they're COVID positive or high risk or elderly or immunocompromised. So we're delivering about 150,000 pounds of food weekly to agencies and homes all across Indianapolis.
Wow. So a restaurant pivots from in-house dining to carry-out. That's a pivot. This is a massive pivot. How easy was it for your team to make this, or is logistics?
For us, really, logistics is logistics. And I'm sure that the organizations we were working with, some of whom have probably never heard of 913 Sports, are trying to figure out how an organization that does bikes could do food. But for us, we served 60,000 kids across central Indiana last year with their school programs. And there's a lot of logistics that goes into that. So, well, now we're talking about family meal boxes and tens of thousands of pounds of food. Operationally, it wasn't that different. And fortunately for us, our staff is passionate about serving the city, and while this isn't what they signed up for, they raised their hand and said, how can we help? And so all of our staff were behind this pivot, and well, we look forward to getting back to getting kids riding bikes and kids building bikes here later this summer. We feel very fortunate to be able to continue on in some way serving Indianapolis.
Do you think you'll continue in some way to continue to do that, or whatever the end result is at the other end of this whole thing, you're gonna go back to just bikes?
For us, this has evolved so quickly, so it's really hard to say where we're going to be in 8 weeks, given 10 weeks ago we didn't know we'd be here. So with all of that, I anticipate we'll have some sort of food delivery throughout the rest of 2020. I hope that it scales down in terms of need and demand, and we can start to scale up our traditional programs. But we're committed to doing this for as long as there is a necessity here in Indianapolis to take food directly to residents that can't leave their home.
Well, what can people do to help?
First of all, if you need help, please reach out to Gleaners at 317-742-9111. Indy Hunger Network helps screen those calls, and for all of those that are qualified, we can get food directly to your doorstep, typically within about 36 hours if you're in need. Beyond that, please check out our website, 913sports.org. Consider donating, consider being passionate and an advocate for what we're doing, whether it's this temporary pivot of food delivery or getting kids riding bikes here in the community long term.
That's fantastic. My kids have had the privilege of riding your bikes, and I had 2 of my 3 kids in my car with me about a week or so ago, and I was at a light, and the other way of the intersection came one of your trailers, and I said, hey boys, do you know what's in that trailer? And they're like, yeah, bikes are in that trailer. I said, no, there's a whole bunch of food in that trailer going to a place that needs it, and it's just really cool. I think it's tremendous work. I mean, a lot of people are really getting out of their comfort zones with things, but I've really enjoyed watching what you guys have been doing on social media, and it's been so much great things to track, and you're just doing wonderful work. Can't thank you enough.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.